You mean to tell me that Uncle Luke, the frontman of 2 Live Crew, said that he was invited to a Donald Trump party and it was so inappropriate he had to leave? Now, Midas Touch is reporting that a video has resurfaced on YouTube of an interview of Uncle Luke, otherwise known as Luther Campbell, on an old Kevin Kline radio show. And on the interview, Uncle Luke is saying that he went to this wild and outrageous party that Donald Trump threw, and that it was too outrageous for him. He felt uncomfortable to talk about it on the radio. Now, if you don't know who 2 Live Crew is, they are a band, a rap group that came out in the 80s and the 90s, and they had a album named As Nasty as They Wanna Be. It was the first album that was ever declared legally obscene here in the United States. If 2 Live Crew is still not ringing a bell, you might remember this song called Oh Me So Corny. You can look it up. But their album, Nasty as They Wanna Be, was legally obscene because the lyrics were so crazy and wild and inappropriate and awesome. So Uncle Luke tells us during this radio interview on the Kevin Kline show that he was invited to Donald Trump's party and that there were girls there and they were having a good time. They were enjoying themselves, but he's not quite sure that they were age appropriate. It made him feel uncomfortable and it made him want to leave. You guys can look it up on YouTube. It's the Kevin Kline radio show. It's an interview from, I think, 2016. And they talk about how inappropriate Donald Trump's party was. Now, I'm going to link the interview in the caption of this video, and I implore you guys to go listen to it and then come back to my video and let me know what you think.
An old interview with someone who attended a Donald Trump party in the early 1990s has emerged. One of Donald Trump's celebrity friends at that time, his name is Luther Campbell. You may know him as the rap moniker Uncle Luke. He was part of the band 2 Live Crew, and he did an interview with SiriusXM about 10 years ago on a show called Make It Plain with Mark Thompson. And during this interview, Luther Campbell, aka Uncle Luke, talks about how in the early 1990s he was at Donald Trump's house in Palm Beach, and he left this party when he saw people there who he thought were underage girls. He described the scene as looking like it was from Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise and Nicole Campbell. He said he saw drug use and he had to just get out.
The man took us around the house. He said, I got these women from the pageant. They're going to be there. So we went, okay, up in Palm Beach. They sent some cars to pick us up. We got cocktails and everything. And before you know it, the rooms and everything started popping. There wasn't no DJ. It was more of, hey, get in where you fit in. Whatever room you're going to go in, you go into that room.
So you say no DJ. There was no music? When the music was piped in?
No, there wasn't no music.
No music.
That was the interesting part about it. There wasn't no music.
So women just naked in rooms with no music?
When I started looking at some of these girls' faces, I was like, man, these girls don't look like they're old enough. I didn't ask nobody their age. And then all the other stuff going on, you know, it was like, okay, I can't be up here. I got to go. If I'm going to jail, then somebody's going to extort me. I really, you know, I don't do drugs.
He didn't want to be around it. He thought that he could also be extorted if he was there. Listen to him in his own words again, talking about the event. Let's play it.
The thing, let me tell you, the thing is, when you're around, I've been around a lot of models and a lot of pageant women, because that's what mostly it was. It was mostly pageant women. And a lot of these women ain't of age. So when you got a whole bunch of these women running around, whether they of age or not, you know, there's a lot of things going on. You just, you know, some women look too young. So you keep it moving.
I see.
You know, so it wasn't nobody beating no women, or nobody taking advantage of no women. I mean, they were all enjoying themselves. That's what they were there for. But were they old enough to be enjoying themselves? I don't know.
Was there sex?
Of course there was sex.
I guess that's a stupid question now to ask. Okay, so I think I got you now. You're saying all this was going on and you weren't clear as to whether these were adults.
I wasn't clear whether or not they were adults, and I wasn't clear whether or not, you know, whether I wanted to be in that kind of environment where some of these other things that was going on. If the man took us around the house, okay, he said, look, I got all these women. I got these women from the pageant. they're gonna be there. So we went. It was like, hey man, I got a pageant down here. I'm hosting these women at the house. Okay, up in Palm Beach, they send some cars to pick us up. We get in the cars, we drive up there. Me, Mike, Eddie Murphy, we all in our own individual cars. Car service drove us up there. We got there, he showed us around the house, you know, told us about this mansion and the history behind it and all that. Just the golf course, it was dark. We couldn't see the golf course and things like that. And then, before you know it, hey man, y'all enjoy yourself. We got cocktails and everything. And before you know it, the rooms and everything start popping. There wasn't no DJ. It was more of, hey, get in where you fit in. Whatever room you gonna go in, you go into that room.
So you say no DJ? There was no music? Well, the music
No,
was
there
piped
wasn't
in.
no music.
No music.
That was
Whoa.
the interesting part about it. There wasn't no music.
So women just naked in rooms with no music.
Hey, people walking around. It wasn't, listen, it wasn't nothing wrong with that. I was happy to be at that party, but then at the end of the day, when I started looking at some of these girls' faces, I was like, man, these girls don't look like they're old enough. I didn't ask nobody their age. And then all the other stuff going on, you know, it was like, okay, I can't be up there. I gotta go.